Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again. And I wanted to, I guess, just make a video. I don't know, I just felt like making a video, and so I'm going to make a video. No matter how short it is and no matter how meaningless this movie is, I'm going to make a video. So, I've been watching movies, new ones that I haven't seen, and I just realized, there are a lot of movies that, they're not really even worth reviewing. Actually, there was one that I watched, that really does deserve a review. Yeah. But there's ones there's this one that I just watched, and it's about an autistic child from Jumanji, and he gets raped at this special school, and I don't know why that's just so hilarious to me, but it's hilarious just because it's you never know, these types of movies they're around, and you just look on Tubi, and it's oh, there it is, the movie about the special needs school where the 7-year-old gets molested. There that movie is. Scroll to the right. Ooh, there's a movie about a guy who mows lawns. It's you know what I mean? But this movie, that movie, it was an okay movie. It's not worth reviewing. It's not worth, no matter what, no matter if I was still doing daily videos right now, it's not worth taking 10 to 20 minutes out of the day to say, hey, even though I am kind of spending a long time on it now. But anyways, I thought of doing something fun, and I hesitate to say fun because, there's probably going to be a lot of bad movies. Or a lot of just okay movies or whatever, I don't know. As you guys know, I paused doing the Sharon year. I'm still going to be finishing that up pretty soon. I am going to go get my sinus thing figured out because that's been a huge issue. Yes, I have had certain problems, but the main issue now has really been the sinus issue, because I'll go out in public and no matter how bad I'm feeling, it's all made worse if I'm having the sinus issues. So, but anyways, I decided to do a Winona Ryder year. So I'm already kind of kickstarting that with this movie, and the movie is Stay Cool. Now, this crappy little piece of shit movie, it's bad. It's really, really bad. It's all about this guy. He's kind of similar to me. This seems like a movie about something that would happen with me, except I would never ever probably re-fall in love with someone from high school. But this guy, he wrote a book about being in high school, and it's this weird thing where all the names are changed, but it's you know that it all happened. It's really, really weird. It's I don't know, I just thought that was weird, because they didn't need to do that. And the book is called How Lionel Got Me Laid, and so that's a reference to Lionel Richie. God. And as I said, I will take frequent water breaks too, since these reviews are so difficult sometimes recently. And he wrote this famous book. It's very popular, and he's been asked by his high school to come back and give a speech at school. This actually happened at our high school. This woman, she wrote this really bad book that I didn't even bother reading. And it's about it was about a girl who got kidnapped or something, or her friend got kidnapped and then she came back. I don't even remember. They liked it so much that they assigned it a summer reading. Now, you know as well as I know, nobody gives a fuck about summer reading assignments. Summer reading assignments, fuck off with that shit. I'm not doing that. I never did that, except for I don't know. Did I ever do that? I don't even think I did. I just didn't care because it's the summertime. I'm not doing homework. F you. And she came in and she did this presentation where she talked about being an author and getting a book published, and it was just kind of a crappy presentation. So, yeah, pretty bad. And this movie, it has a lot of weird, this movie, the whole movie feels like an intro to another movie. Because they keep on having these voiceover parts where the main guy, the author, he'll have some sort of a pretentious, blah, 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 blah. High school life was really hard. And this stuff happened, and this stuff happened, and this stuff, and this. It's just really, really, bland and dull. And he gets to town. He meets up with his friends. One of them is Sean Astin, who looks really weird in this movie. He's wearing a wig, and he looks really bizarre. And yeah, he's just there. What was that? He's just there. I think the light reflected under my glasses or something. That looked really weird. Oh, there's a fly in here. That's what it is. There's a fly, and it's buzzing around me, and I guess it's one of those ones that likes to fly up your nose. I was gonna say. And it's just, this is a weird movie. I know that this is a weird review. It's a weird movie. I just thought that I had to do a video because I currently have it as the second worst movie of the year so far. Because for some reason, he sits in class with all the kids each day while he's preparing for the speech. That's really weird. Why is he sitting in class with the students? Why? And there's the student played by Hilary Duff. God, she's fucking bland as hell too. This movie's just bland. It's just so bland that it kind of it's bad. It's just so bland, it's bad. And there's no jokes in the movie. There's jokes. But if you think that they're jokes, I just want to shut the door in your face and never talk to you again. Because there's this one line where it's oh, you thought this title was weird? The first title for the book was I was the last guy in school to have my balls drop. And there's this reoccurring thing with balls dropping, and it's what the hell? What is this movie? Who made this movie? Why did they make this movie? And we're introduced to the fabulous Winona Ryder. She's got her short hair going on. She looks totally She looks like a. Let's see. What would I rate Winona Ryder in terms of food in this movie? Let's see. Oh god damn! That fly is still around. It just bit me in the ear. Oh, it just bit me in the nose. I would rate Winona Ryder in this movie. God, they got me again. I would rate her. She's like a fudgesicle in this movie. She is like a creamy, sexy fudgesicle that you just want to devour. You know, there was this one time where I stayed with my brother and we just ate fudgesicles for dessert, and I just I got that fudgesicle in my hand, and a minute later it was done. That's what I would do to Winona Ryder in this movie. Like, I would have her, like, you could just hand her over, say, here she is, Marco, pay what you can, like the Alabama girl from MasterChef would say, here you go. And a minute later, she would be all done. Like, that's how perfect she is in this movie. She's just perfect as usual. And like I would just worship her. Like, even though her character, she's kind of like in a bad situation, I would worship the ground that she walks on, and then I would do everything. But you're kind of led to believe that this movie's going to be about him and her, and she was this popular girl in science class. He would talk to her and kind of help her out, and so, you know, he was playing like the nice guy angle, and I just remembered something else that was trash. But and that is kind of like the storyline for the first half of the movie, and that's where I thought, like, this is an okay movie. It's average. It's like a C plus. It's kind of a comforting movie you could put on and say, I feel really sick. I'm possessed by Pazuzu. You know, give me a movie so I can get over this shit. But then you get to the second half, and I had psychic visions of the second half. Oh, fuck, it just bit me in the ear again. Get off of me, you little fucking bitch. I sensed that the second half of this movie was gonna suck you know what. And it did. I looked up what happened. I thought, oh my god. But we're still talking about the first half. We're still good, as they would say on a Good Mythical Morning. If you guys watch that show. I've watched that show like the whole summer. That's been really helpful in getting over this whole shitty ass fucking sickness. She doesn't really remember him, but then she does, and they meet up and they start hanging out, and it's not believable. It's like when you see Adam Sandler hooking up with, she hooks up with Winona in one of his movies. Ugh, gross. Ugh, ugh, ugh. But she's nice, you know. She's very nice. Ugh. But still, Adam Sandler. Ugh. If you think Adam Sandler's gross, check this guy out. Check out the guy in this movie. Oh, God. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. The guy in this movie is one of the most fucking ugliest, worst-looking leading men I have ever seen on film. He looks terrible. He just looks so dull. He looks like a preset avatar in a fucking Snapchat account that you could have. Like, ugh. He looks like a fucking person you'd see walking around the metaverse with Mark Zuckerberg. Ugh. And then when they start hanging out, her ex-boyfriend, who's now in his 40s, he was a jock, of course, and now he's the gym teacher. Ooh. he is like harassing them kinda sometimes. That kind of, God, I can't believe I've spent 15 minutes talking about this piece of shit. Like, do you guys, like, has any of this sounded interesting to you other than, like, what I would do to Winona Ryder if she was a fudgesicle? If Winona Ryder was a fudgesicle, I would eat the wooden stick after the fudgesicle's gone. Like, I would eat that fudgesicle stick, and I would shit it out the next day, and then I would take it out, and I would wash it, and and then I would I don't know where else I could go with that. I don't know what else I could do. I don't know, make a necklace out of it, like wear it around my neck, treasure it, treat it like the Holy Cross. You know, just have a just just have a fudgesicle stick on my neck. But anyways, and then it gets to the second half, and it's kind of, the movie's split like in half. It's very strange. He has a kiss with Winona. It made me really upset because, like, I was like, you know what? If I had superpowers, I would go on that set and I would say, Winona, what are you doing? Why? Like, I know that it's a movie and everything, but Winona, don't do that. Okay? Like, this is almost just as bad as, like, kissing fucking I don't know. Let's see, who would be the worst person? You know that big wrestler guy that Ed Wood worked with, you know, what was that, Tor Johnson or something? Like, that would be as bad as kissing him in a movie, like as like a serious, like, non-goofy thing. Like, no, don't do this. But she did it, and I covered my eyes. I was like a little boy. and then that's when I was like, wait a second, what's happening here? Winona literally drops off of the movie, and then they have another voiceover, and the voiceovers, like, I'm telling you guys, this whole movie, it just feels like there should be a movie that happens after this. Like, this is not a movie here with these voiceovers, like it's an intro to a movie, or an outro. But apparently, I turned it off. I couldn't stand it. I was like, what's going on here? And then I was like, okay, bye-bye. Going back to the autistic child in the special needs school getting raped by an intern movie. Or what's another one I watched? I watched one about a bank heist. That's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The original Ocean's 11, probably, like genuinely, like, that. I hate that movie. I hate it so much. I wish I could fucking kill that movie. Like, if that movie was alive, I would fuck that movie shit up. But apparently, the main guy in this movie, this ugly ass, no charisma having, boring guy, after he's been sitting in class with these students, he goes out with Hilary Duff and he takes her to prom. Oh. Like, what the hell? What the fuck is that? He takes her to prom. Winona Ryder isn't in it, I guess, for the rest of the movie, or she's in it at the end. And apparently he does not get together with her. He just goes back to New York by himself. So I'm kind of glad I turned it off, because it kind of sounds like the first half of the movie was maybe like more of a movie than the second half. Because here's the thing, like, if Hilary Duff was 18, if her character was 18, I would say, you know what, that's kind of cute, I guess, in a really weird way. But I don't think she was. I think she was 17. And then at the same time, it's like, why does he take her to prom? Is it because her character isn't popular? Because that would be totally unbelievable too. So there's just no reason. No reason whatsoever. Like, I guess, like, if he never went to prom, then, you know, honestly, like, if I had the same opportunity, I probably would. Because that'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. I don't want to know. I never want to know. I think it's really bad. I think that the people who made this movie, I think that they need to, you know, think about writing something that's good. because, like, doesn't that sound terrible? Like, after everything I've talked about, this is about an author who comes to town to do a speech, and he re-falls in love with his high school crush. What part of that should involve him falling in love with a high school student and taking her to prom? Like, that is just so weird. It weirds me out. If she was 18, it'd be one thing. Even if she was 18, it would be still pretty weird, because why would you want to go out with Hilary Duff when you could go out with Winona Ryder? So, yeah. I would rate this movie in terms of food. This movie as a whole, or I guess the first half, or I don't know, I guess the movie as a whole. Have you guys ever had rhubarb pie? Well, it's really bad. Like, we stayed at this Amish community for a couple of days, and that was kind of cool, actually. The food was really good, except for this one thing. I got this full dinner sort of like sampler thing where you could get chicken, beef, something else, and it was delicious. But then I chose for the dessert to be rhubarb pie. And it was so gross, like, it was so, like, overly sweet and just sour and ugh. I took one bite of that, and I knew I was not going to be able to eat the rest of that shit without throwing up all over the table and pissing off the Amish. I've already pissed off a lot of people with these reviews. I don't need to piss off the Amish too. Okay, the Amish still like me. They probably still listen to my reviews. No, they don't. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine, like, an Amish farmer, like, farming, and he's got, like, his iPhone, and it's got one of my videos playing on it? Like, that'd be really funny. If I ever do a Sofia Marco movie, I think I'll have the opening scene be that, like, be like a bunch of people listening to my show, and then you see an Amish guy, and he's like an 80-year-old, and he's listening to my show while he's plowing the field. That'd be really funny. And see, I'm already thinking of stuff that's, like, better than this movie ever was. So, I recommend, like, staying away from this movie and avoiding it like it's a pedophile or something. Like, seriously, it's that bad. It's one of the worst movies ever, especially for what happens in the second half, and, yeah. So anyways, please like this video, comment, tell me what you think of this movie, and should I have turned it off? Have you seen the rest of it, and you think I'm being mean and unfair? Well, maybe I'll watch the rest of it, and react to it, and I'll get really pissed off if it wasn't worth the time. Because this movie wasn't funny. It's a comedy movie. There's nothing that's funny. The fuck is up with that? So, and then please subscribe if you'd like to see more honest movie reviews. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon for Dark Winds Season 2, Episode 3. Is it Episode 3? Yeah. And you know what I'll say on that review? Only 3 episodes left of Dark Winds. Like, yay! That TV show lasted for 6 weeks. Yay! So goodbye, everybody. See you soon.